Welcome back. I'm Tanya Rivero. One of women's biggest nemesis in the summertime is cellulite, and there are many experts who claim to have the wonder diet or procedure that will get rid of those unwanted dimples. But a well-balanced diet might be the simple solution to fighting cellulite at every meal. And health editor Sharon Lau is here today with some slim-down tips. Hi, Sharon. Great to see you again.
Good to see you.
First, before we get started with your tips, tell us exactly what cellulite is and what causes it.
Absolutely. The dreaded dimples. Oh. Well, you can think of cellulite sort of like the stuffing of a mattress that pokes out from the framework. And in your body, that stuffing is actually fat cells that pokes out from the connective tissue that's the layer beneath your skin. So there's no magic drug or magic food that can shrink your fat cells, but with an overall diet, plus some building up of muscles, you can actually reduce the appearance of those lumps and bumps.
Does everyone get it, or, is it more heavily women who get it than men? What age do people tend to get it?
Unfortunately, women are predisposed to get it because we have sort of thinner connective tissue. And for a lot of people, it's hereditary. So if your mom has a lot of cellulite, unfortunately, you're predisposed to getting it. And throughout time, your connective tissue actually thins out. So as you get older, you're more likely to get cellulite as well.
So it's not directly related to pregnancy, let's say. It's just more of something that happens as we age.
Something that happens as we age, as our skin thins out, and something that you're genetically predisposed to.
And men don't seem to get it, huh? All right,
unfortunately not.
Just one more thing. Now, you have some tips that can help people conquer these unpleasant dimples, just in terms of what they eat in mealtime. So
yeah, absolutely.
Let's start with the first one. You say we need to get rid of all white flour. Is that right?
We definitely need to, because what's wrong with white flour is it doesn't have the whole grains and the fiber that really fills you up and keeps you full. In fact, research shows that people who eat the most whole grains are less likely to have belly fat and stomach cellulite, which you definitely don't want to have,
oh my gosh,
than those who eat more refined grains. So you really want to look for whole grain bread, and you want to look for the whole grain as the first ingredient on the ingredient list, instead of white bread. And if you're not a fan of the flavor, there's a ton of new products out on the market that are made of white whole wheat, that have all the fiber of whole wheat, but they have the texture of white bread. So if your kids, they will not eat whole grain bread, look for those white whole wheat pastas, breads. They're terrific, and they're so much healthier.
How do they do that?
It's actually made of an albino wheat that's softer than whole wheat, so it has the texture of white bread rather, but all of the fiber of whole wheat.
Fantastic, very good to know. Now you also say make friends with a bold, hot flavor and stick to that flavor. How will that help us get rid of cellulite?
In so many ways. The first way is that when you load your plate up with lots of different tastes of different foods or a ton of different flavors of spices, you tend to stimulate your hunger hormone, and you can overeat without even realizing it because you're getting a taste of this, a taste of that. Instead, you want to focus on one flavor. And at Shape, we really recommend something spicy, something like chili powder, red pepper flakes, curry, because it contains an ingredient called capsaicin. And what capsaicin has been shown to do is it actually stimulates your metabolism, so you burn more calories by doing nothing just all day long, and it actually decreases your appetite, so you eat less.
So, and capsaicin can be found in all kinds of spicy foods?
Yeah, all types of spicy foods, even hot sauce if you want to sprinkle a little hot sauce on your eggs. But if you're not a huge fan of hot things like that, just focus on a bold flavor, something like turmeric, cumin. Just focus on that, put that on both your vegetables and your meat.
All right, sounds great. Now, you also say we need to make friends with fat, but I thought fat was causing the cellulite.
It's a little counterintuitive, I know, but in order to lose fat, you actually need to increase your intake of that healthy monounsaturated fat. What that does is it adds texture, flavor, and it increases the satiety, so you stay full on less. What's also great about monounsaturated fat, especially omega-3s, it actually plumps up your skin, so that reduces the appearance of cellulite as well.
So is the cellulite then, is it pure fat, or is it also sort of water retention involved?
Well, it's the pure fat. It's the fat cells that are sort of plumped up and poking out of your connective tissue. But if you have better circulation, it'll it'll make your connective tissue stronger, so it'll reduce the appearance of those fat cells.
All right, sounds good. Now, we also need to learn to cheat the right way, you said. How should we cheat?
Absolutely. Well, summer's here, so a lot of people are embarking on these diets. For a lot of these diets, they say, be strict for 6 days of the week, then 1 day of the week, you can go hog wild. Unfortunately, while that sounds really great, you can do a lot of damage on 1 day.
Yeah.
You can take in thousands of calories, and you end up gaining weight instead of losing weight. So at Shape, we really recommend, have one small indulgence a day, whether it's, a buttered roll or a small dessert, and then one planned cheat meal instead of a day.
Right.
And savor every bite of that.
A cheat meal can be anything from fast food to, you know, a huge bowl of pasta, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Pick your pleasure.
All right. Now, you also say that it is important to eat an appetizer, but I'd imagine it's important to eat the right appetizer, correct?
Yes, you cannot go hog wild on the chicken fingers, for instance. But research shows if you have a low-calorie, high-fiber appetizer, you'll eat about 15% less at your meal, which is higher in calories. So you want to look for something that's high in volume and low in calories, like a bowl of gazpacho soup. Salad with oil and vinegar is a great choice, or even prosciutto wrapped in melon.
Right.
So those are all good choices. And when it comes to your meal, this is a great trick that I love. You want to eat it in this order. You want to go with your veggies first, then you want to eat your protein, and then your carbohydrates. So you'll fill up on those low-calorie veggies and eat less of the carbohydrates.
That's great advice. Sharon Liao, thank you so much. That was really great. And for more healthy living tips, be sure to check out Shape magazine and visit us on the health page at abcnews.com.